What's up, Raiders? Bionic here, and welcome to today's Raid Shadow Legends video, where we are on a very special account. A player who has undertaken the challenge of getting to Arbiter as a 100% free-to-play player, but also using farmables only or free-to-play champions only, okay? So this term might be used loosely sometimes, but I think what he's referring to is basically only the champions that you would get from your daily login rewards, right? And also only champions that you could get from your mystery shards. So what he's not going to do is to use any ancient shards, void shards, or sacred shards. That is crazy. So in today's video, we're going to look at his account, see where he's at after 30 days or so of gameplay, I think. Yeah, we just passed the first 30 days and we're on the 60-day program right now. Okay, so we're going to look at his champions, we're going to look at the arena, we're going to look at the clan boss, everything that he has to do and where he might encounter the biggest problems down the road. And hopefully he will be able to complete this because it would be absolutely epic to see. Of course, he already has high Katoon, so this is going to be a crucial champion for this to work, right? So let's look at his champions. He started out with Kale, obviously, because we know he's our best starter champion, mainly because he has the biggest multiplier on his AoE, but also has much needed poisons for the clan boss. Jizzo is also going to be very important. I made a build about this guy soloing the entire Brutal campaign by himself at level 50 with some lifesteal gear and resistance gear, also working on his War Maiden right here for that AoE decreased defense, right? We can even see that the skills are not even all done because he just doesn't have those resources for now. Masteries kind of just started out on some of them, right? Are they done on the Kale? Obviously not. Also using a War Priest, this is a champion that we have for free in the beginning. So she's going to be somewhat important, but I think that perhaps the Valerie will be a little bit more important in the long run, but we'll see how that turns out. Probably Shaman is also going to be very important as well, so hopefully he's going to put her to good use. Okay, no masteries done there. Then I assume he just got the high Katoon, so he started working on her. A Myrmidon here, and then we have a Mother Superior, so he is going to get some rare champions from the mystery shards every once in a while, right? But what else can he do to get more champions if he's not going to open those ancient shards? So that's a big question. He's going to farm them from the fusion events, right? Remember the Gurptok fusion? Well, this was happening during the time that he started, so you had the ability, to get a Bulwark, as well as a Ragemonger and a Haruspex, okay? So just by not completing, but trying to progress in the events and tournaments, you can get your hands on some rare champions. And usually these are somewhat good, right? Like a Soulbound Warrior would have been absolutely amazing if he would have been able to get that one. So if he's also able to get all the rare champions, and he can also start fusing some champions, right? We know this with the fusion of Rosin, which is a pretty good champion overall. But even if he's not able to make it to Rosin, Irenes right here is really good because she has a good poison A1, so he may be able to work that. All right, let's keep going in the champions real quick, see if there's anything else major in here. I think the rest looks a little bit like food. Marked is a really good one, so I'm glad he got that one pretty early because she does have a decreased defense on A1, and then she has this here, block debuffs and increased defense, okay, on a 3-turn cooldown. This is huge, such a good champion to have early on. Let's also look at some of the other champions that he could get from the campaign, right? So we talked about Valerie. Conqueror is also pretty decent because he has a block, yeah, right here, block revive, okay? So that's really important perhaps for the Ice Golem. In here we only have a, that's not a source, that's a Skull Sworn. So without Skull Lord Vargal, this guy might not be really important. We have a Sorceress which has the freeze, if I'm not mistaken, or decreased speed. Or no, she doesn't even have any freeze, but might be able to do something with her. We'll see how that goes. And I think one of the other important ones right here is going to be Spirit Host, okay, because that's our 50% increase attack, as well as our remove debuffs on all allies, okay? So that might come in very handy for some of the dungeons. And of course our Greybeard, which is the AoE freeze champion, as well as having the provoke A1 self counter attack, also having the 30% increased defense aura for the dungeons. Moving on to some of the other chapters, we also have not in here, but I think no, Rock 2 not that great either. The Templar, right, also has a provoke, if I'm not mistaken, and a block damage, so might be a good CC champion to use for some of the dungeons, as well as on the 9th chapter we have Berserker. I really like him. He's a really hard hitter, might be effective in some dungeons trying to build your way up to the higher level missions. Shield Guard's also pretty decent. On the 11th chapter, we have Executioner, of course. Okay, this guy is a decent nuker, as well as having the turn meter reduction and 15% decreased speed, so that might be really useful. And of course, finally, on the last one here, we have the Diabolus for our increased speed. So for the arena, he may want to play around with some of these champions, because I assume he's going to have a hard time trying to get to, what is it, like silver, or even perhaps, you know, gold eventually. You can see right here, that is where he's at. Okay, so he is going to have some pretty tough obstacles to progress through all this, but it'll be fun to see if he can actually make it to Arbiter, right? Also, he's going to have more champions in the free champions program, the Lordly Legionnaire, which is going to be very good for the Fire Knight. Also, going to have the, of course, Sile of the Drakes, which is probably going to be crucial for his success. Great Hall, real quick. I mean, he's probably just starting out. I would probably try to focus my efforts a little bit on like the accuracy of the magic first. Get this up to, I think, what is it, like 6 or something like that, or 5 for the missions, and then perhaps do the one for the Force, for the War Maiden. Anyway, so maybe not spread yourself out too thin, because in the beginning you will want to really focus on those missions and challenges, right? Don't forget, these are going to be really good. You can see that he's doing good here, also doing quite well in here, but then again, he's not really going to use that chart, so it doesn't matter that much. Then we'll look at the dungeons real quick to see where he's at with all that. Okay, and so let's start with the Minotaur. Alright, doing well. We're at level 10 already. Of course, you kind of want to try and push and reach stage 15 or 14 as quickly as possible, so that it's actually worth it to farm. He may also want to consider using the next 800 gems on one champion to fill out the masteries. That would help quite a bit. I assume he might have done... Sorry, I'm just going to back out here real quick. Yeah, he's done the mine, so perfect. You definitely want to get that going as quickly as possible. How about the marketplace? Okay, almost unlocked everything. This might come in handy as well, because every once in a while you get a decent piece, right, that is really worth it to buy. And especially since you're not going to be farming the higher level dungeons until a good way down the road, you may want to actually try and farm the marketplace as much as possible. Every hour, come in here and check to see what is available. Anyway, let's keep going in the dungeons right here. So Ice Golem, we're already on level 11. That's good, man. I mean, at this point, reaching level 13, and you're already you already have the possibility of getting your rank 6 gear, which is really good. Dragon Lair, where we at? Level 9. With a pretty decent time, so maybe he hasn't even tried to push for higher at this point. Spider, we know this one is going to be hard without multiple enemy max HP champions, but he is going to use the Armiger probably to get that done. Fire Knight, we just need a lot of multiple hitters or counter attack, right? So this might come in handy. Like I said, the Lordly Legionary here might be really good for that, so we'll see how it goes for him. Okay, so he's progressing. He's definitely moving forward. We'll see what is going to be, like I said, the hardest roadblocks for him. Let's check the arena real quick. So he's already in bronze 3, all right? So he needs to make it to silver 1. It is going to be quite tough. Currently using, we've got the Jizza War Maiden, the Haikatoon, and then the Kale. This is not a bad setup. It's nice. I think he has like a portion of his increased attack, but he doesn't have the 50% increase buff. May want to eventually switch this around, Haikatoon lead, and put in the Spirit Host perhaps for a little bit more damage out of his War Maiden and the Kale. I assume he's probably, yeah, go for the easy battles, but then again, you see that he can take on some pretty interesting teams. Look at this right here. This is pretty impressive. This is nice as well. A Duchess down here. He gave it a shot, didn't quite make it, but still, like, I'm surprised. He's doing really well for an account that has not opened yet a single higher level shard, right? Clan boss, last thing to check, where is he at? Right here. Okay, so we've got what, roughly a 1.6 million, nope, a little bit more than that, 1.75 million damage key on the normal clan boss. We are going to want to hopefully try and add a little bit more poisons in here, maybe eventually put the Haikatun in lead, go for the what is it, the Valerie to increase the buff duration as well as clear the stun. We've got our decreased defense, our poisoner, maybe get more poisons in here so that he can deal a little bit more damage, maybe work with the outlaw monk, right? We know that's a good uncommon to use in the beginning. So that's about it, guys. A quick overview of where this guy is at currently on his insane challenge of trying to get to Arbiter with only using basically farmable champions, like I said, the ones you would get from your mystery shards and anything you could get from events and fusions. All right, so let me know what you think in the comments below. And I will be reporting back on this player every once in a while. If you guys have any tips and strategies for him, let us know in the comments below. We really want to see how far he can get, and we need everybody's support. Okay, so thank you so much for watching today, and as always, I will catch you later.